Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, Friday morning over here in Cannon Fodder TV. Am I surprised I'm doing a Friday morning show a little bit? Just been trying to relax this week, half-term holidays, but I've not been able to do so. We're going to be reviewing in the shortest form possible the game yesterday. PSV versus Arsenal. What was your prediction, Alex? I predicted right, didn't I? There's also some serious breaking news. Late last night, there was some breaking news. I'm going to get into that. And some other bits and pieces of news related to Arsenal on the other side of this music intro. Yes, indeed. Good morning. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, Cannon Fodder TV. Make sure that you do share the content, and I don't know, maybe you can come into live chat if you would like to. You don't have to. It's going to be a short, sharp show because I've got other more important and pressing things I need to be getting on with my beautiful wife, who's my audience of one. But let's get into, I say this breaking news, actually. Serious news. Pablo Mari, Arsenal defender, being treated in the hospital after being stabbed in shopping centre attack in Italy. Now, Pablo Mari is conscious in hospital and will undergo surgery actually today to reduce muscle damage after a wound to his back. Monza CEO Andriano Galliani told Sky Italy that Mari, who's 6'4", was saved due to his height, and said Mari had his son in a shopping trolley. Oh my goodness! Mari, who's understood to be conscious and is not in a serious condition, was among 6 people attacked shopping city in a shopping centre in this Italian city. The 29-year-old, currently on a season-long loan at Monza, is now recovering in the Nicaragua hospital, with local reports claiming one of 6 victims, said to be an employee of the supermarket, has died. Quoted in Gazzetta dello Sport, Mari said, "Today I was lucky because I saw a person die in front of me." The Italian newspaper said that Mari had been walking with his wife and son, who was in the trolley, in the shop in Assago near Milan when he felt a pain in his back before seeing the attacker. Later identified as a 46-year-old man and arrested by police, stabbed another person in the throat. Sky Italy report that investigations have ruled out terrorism. After spending the night in the hospital, Mari will undergo surgery to muscular damage or damage to his muscle later today. Oh, fortunate are we, eh? Oh my goodness. I don't know what more to say, to be honest. It's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of stuck for words. Just spare me a second. I'm just looking to see if we are live. I think it's just telling me here that there's a problem actually with our stream. Just bear with me a second, people. We do this, we do that. Just need to double check that we are running live and directly. Actually, yes, it's telling that we are live. Spare me a second. Do this. Okay, right. I probably need to keep this running parallel just to make sure that everything is fine here. Baby a second. Right. Okay. Right. So, like I was saying, I really am. I'm just kind of stuck for words, to be honest. I mean, Pablo Mari. Anyway, you know what? I think the best thing is just to leave it there and actually say that our thoughts on Cannon Fodder, we are thinking of Pablo Mari at this difficult time. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Okay. The second news segment, I'll probably say we'll talk about the game last night, PSV versus Arsenal. I said at minimum it would be a draw. At most, it would be a loss for Arsenal. And oh my goodness, people jumped on my back. Did they jump up? They didn't really jump on my back, but they were just kind of, really, Alex? Really? Really? My goodness. What was the score? 2-0. And just to think that PSV had at least 3 goals ruled offside. So the warning signs were already there. They were already there, weren't they? 2-0. And I'm looking at the starting 11. Where's the starting 11? Here is the starting 11. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu Saliba, Holding, Tierney, Lokonga, Xhaka, Ødegaard, Vieira, Martinelli, and Nketiah. And I've got to say, I can't pick one player and say, well, he had a bad game or he had a bad game. It was a team effort. It was a team effort. All the players had a relatively bad game. From Eddie Nketiah all the way up to Ramsdale. Now, Ramsdale, he can be forgiven. Can he be forgiven? Not really, because sometimes during a particular game, he has a rush of blood to his head. Came out trying to punch a ball, which he had no chance of reaching, or that he shouldn't. Anyway, so it was an easy header in for them. And the other goal, oh my goodness. I didn't see it, actually. I didn't see it. No, I did see it. I saw it on the replays. There's some kind of breakdown on our left-hand side. I saw that Holding got turned inside out, and then the left foot was De Jong. He just slot into the goal. But my point is, and I haven't lost my head, I haven't lost my mind, but are the wheels falling off? I hope not. I just looked at the performance and I thought, what was going on? There's been a lot of talk about maybe Arteta told the players just to play for a draw. I really find it hard to believe that he would tell his players, listen, you know what? We've already qualified. Just go out there. Don't get, sustain any injuries. Just play for a draw. It's the game's in the bag anyway. Nah. No. You go hard from beginning one or game one right until the end. And we got our just desserts. Again, a Mikel Arteta who just has a plan A. Plan A, plan A, plan A, plan. What about plan B? Doesn't have a plan B. Just stuck in that lane, not able to change. Well, I mean, I'm talking about changes, but he made a lot of changes, didn't he? In the second half, he brought on Gabriel Jesus. He brought on Bukayo Saka that got shut down. Who else? He brought on Gabriel Magalhaes. And it was like, for me, it was like he panicked. I thought, oh my goodness, we've got to make sure that we win the game. By then it was too late. PSV had sound the alarm. They rang the alarm. How many times? Those offsides, and they scored 3 offsides, 3 disallowed goals. I think actually there's probably a question mark over that. But the warning signs were there. They were there. It's just that nobody listened to Uncle Alex. Not good. Not good. And talking about changes and injuries, there is. I'm not really overly concerned about this. We are going to be talking about the injuries of the players who are out injured already. Grimacing in pain. Journalist spots incredible Arsenal star limping after last night's game. Gabriel Magalhaes was limping off. I'm not going to read too much into it. As of now, 31 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. UK time, I've not had any other updates in regards to, Gabriel Magalhaes. Injuries, I've not seen anything else there. But as a whole, the performance was really not good. And it doesn't pay me to say this. It doesn't. It doesn't pay me. What I would probably say is that it goes down to the management, because I can't believe all the players literally would have turned out this performance. This performance was it coming? Was it coming? I literally, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. None of the players can actually claim that they had a relatively good game. It wasn't a good game. It was not at all by far a good game for Arsenal. And I just hope, come the game on Sunday against the Forest, that Arsenal do turn things around. Really. So you can come into the chat box, and let me know your thoughts if you want to, but you don't have to. Dire performance. Again, I'm looking at the 11. I'm thinking surely they would have had enough, but it's like you've got a winning, a winning deck of cards in your hand, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to use a deck of cards. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Holding, Tierney, Lokonga, Xhaka, Odegaard, Vieira, Martinelli, and Ed Nketiah, who still gets a hard time from the fan base. There we go. Not good. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Anyhow, so what we're going to do, I think we can probably look in our Twitter feed and see if there's been any yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. There's a comment here from someone. Let's have a look. There's been any other comments on our Twitter feed? Okay, there's nothing been there. And now we can look on the poll. Now we've done a poll, and we did actually. Let's just quickly read the previous poll that we did. So the previous poll that we did was a prediction for the game, PSV versus Arsenal. Let's see where we are with this one. So we received 526 votes. Again, predictions versus PSV, choose only one. And out of 526 votes, 43% of you said it's going to be a win for PSV. 43%. 48% said it's going to be a win for Arsenal, and 10% said it's going to be a draw. Wow. Oh my goodness. And then I did a poll late last night. The player or players Arsenal need to go to the market, hopefully in the January transfer window. And I put Ivan Toney, Milinovic, Savic, or Mikhailo, and Modric. We have received 459 votes. And on 15% is Ivan Toney of the votes. 22% of the subscribers have gone for Modric, and 63% have gone for Milinovic, Savic. Wow. Okay. Now, I think we can go into the live chat. And actually, I've just checked something else here. There was a comment early doors from, let's have a look, from Sajiv HD, who said, Jesus is no use. It seems like we will put him on the cross Christmas Day if he continues to bottle it. Did he bottle it? Didn't bottle it. I just think he's off form. And there you can see there's a comment there from the English Conversation Club. It says, hello, not good. Not good at all. Right. Anything else here? There's people. Just double check something very, very quickly. Okay. Okay. Right, there's not been anything else there of noteworthiness. So I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to be a short show, but what I am going to do, I want to remind you guys very, very quickly, and probably, can I give shout outs to James Rowe? We did the show yesterday, just previewing PSV versus Arsenal. And I believe there was another show after that at 8 p.m. I couldn't find the artwork for Ange, and Richard, who did the Thursday night show in regards to Arsenal ladies or women's, Arsenal versus FC Zurich. And later on this evening, 8 p.m. kickoff, is going to be the return. Oops, I've got the wrong one here. There's going to be another segment of the Easy Talk. When I find the artwork, I'll show you here. Here we go. Yes. It'll be the Easy Talk. I'm going to have the original Godfather himself. I'm going to have Tim, aka Daniel Day-Lewis, and brother Aldrich, all the way out in Costa Rica. 8 p.m. Make sure that you do tune in for that. Okay. And I can get back. Oh, and just to remind everyone as well, there will be a watch along by my brother. He's going to be doing a watch along for the game on Sunday, where we play the Forest. I'm just trying to find his artwork as well. If I can find it anywhere. Here it is. And that's going to be a 2 p.m. kickoff. So there you go. You can see my brother there. Forest versus Arsenal. Now, the person who tweeted out, it wasn't a horrible tweet, but the person was just saying, listen, YouTube channels are going to start with all the negativity. It's not negative. Not. Is it negativity? It's not negativity. It's my opinion. Are the wheels about to fall off? Maybe, possibly. We've also been playing on the fine lines. And we are still top of the Premier League. The Europa League, we're top. So that's fine, but it's my opinion. I'm telling you from my opinion, what I saw and what I heard and what I've seen. It's an opinion. And the funny thing is, Brian Clough, may his soul rest in peace. One of his quotes was, when you give an opinion, you always find you upset somebody. And that's all it is. It's an opinion. So the gentleman who tweeted out that tweet there, it's only an opinion. He wasn't being rude, by the way. He wasn't being rude. Good morning, assembled. Oh, dear. Morning, nights. What can you say? We all saw this coming. It's the same problem we've had since we've got to the Emirates. I saw it coming. And again, when I gave a prediction, I said, minimum, it would be a draw. At most, it would be a loss for Arsenal. And what happened is fact. We lost 2-0, and it could have been a lot more. It could have been 5, maybe 6. It's only an opinion based on facts. The fact is we lost. And I predicted minimum, a draw. At most, a loss for Arsenal. But you're right. And now Arsenal move on now to the Forest on Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff. A Forest who spent a lot of money, brought a lot of players. I think a record 21, 22 players on the transfer window. I've never heard that before. 21 players Steve Cooper and Nottingham Forest brought. I think spending over 130 or 150 odd million pounds. And the owners will want a rebate, a refund on the money that is spent. So going to Forest on Sunday, where we've lost a little bit of traction now, getting the 1-0 to the Arsenals and then the draw last week Sunday and a loss yesterday. But you're right, we have seen this coming. It's been coming, hasn't it? And you see it at Gabriel Jesus, for me, probably is off form. Eddie Nketiah, who's still getting stop-start games. We can probably agree, or we can probably debate that. None of the players got out of the game yesterday with any kind of recognition. Even William Saliba did not have the best of games. So I just find it hard to believe that Mikel Arteta would have told his players, go out there, just secure a draw, at most, but don't come out with any injuries. I find it hard to believe that he would actually say that, assembled. Would he say that? I don't know. I don't know. Right. For the last time, let's refresh the page here, see any comments. Okay. I have made communication with how can I say this? Our former First Lady of Canon 40 TV. And we have invited her back, not to feature on the e-talk, unfortunately, or any segments that I'm going to be doing, but look out for Sharifa, the former First Lady of Canon 40 TV, who will be featuring on a Thursday night show. I think next week Thursday. Still need to put some things in the right place to make sure that we're going in the right direction. But I'm looking forward to seeing Sharifa back on Canon 40 TV, the former First Lady on Canon 40 TV. But also look out for the Sunday show with Paul and his merry lot on the big Sunday show. And that is it. So there's been just a few more comments here. See, look, there comes the gentleman himself, not assembled. Paul. We've spent a lot of money and completely inadequate in every department. I wouldn't say inadequate in every department because, you look at the start of the season. Gabriel Jesus was saying, "Oh, here comes the second coming." So I think we've spent fairly well. But can we upgrade on all the departments? Yes, of course we can. Of course we can. I mean, there's a reason why we are top of the tree, the top of the Premier League. And I have not lost my mind. I'm only reflecting on what I saw yesterday. None of the players played well yesterday. None of them. I'm looking at, Vieira, who possibly should be playing in the middle, not on the right-hand side. And Martinelli, Martin Odegaard, all the players, none of them got out of this one scot-free. But I have not lost my mind, honestly. I'm just talking like I would have done if Arsenal had won. Again, you can't have it. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. When I come out and say, "Wow, well done, guys. They played really, really. It was a good game." The player or players played very, very well. So I'm not going to sit and say, "Oh, actually Arsenal lost," and do you know what? Yeah, they played well. They did not play well. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. But honestly, I have not lost my mind. We go onwards and upwards on Sunday now to play the Forest, and I'm going for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw. Yeah, Europa League Cup Blues to get that monkey off their back, man. But anyhow, just a few more. And Paul, good morning, Paul. It's probably just trying to send out a flag. Yeah, what, Paul? What do you want to say, Paul? Dearie me. I don't know. Was it a meltdown of sorts on the Canon 40 TV WhatsApp group? It's just people giving their opinion. That's all it is. Arteta said the better team won without any shame or taking any responsibility for the display. Ridiculous. I didn't see or listen to his post-match conference. I very rarely do I listen. I might read it, but I very rarely listen to. When it comes to post-game, interviews, I very rarely listen to what he has to say, and that's just me. It's just me. The fact that he's saying that he hasn't taken the responsibility. Let's move on. Every time Arsenal are put to the test, we buckle. Well, we beat Liverpool, didn't we? We've been put to the test, and again this December. I think he's probably been a little bit harsh because there's a reason why we sit on top of the Premier League. And again, don't get me wrong. I can see it. We still need to beef up the squad. When the suspensions come rolling in, the injuries are already here. So that is quite apparent to me. But yeah. I think he'll probably been a little bit disingenuous. I think when we've been put in a test, we've come out okay. Only one defeat in the Premier League so far, and only one defeat in the Europa League. We are now needing to fill with quality. Yeah, we have started our process, and now we need to complete the competition for See, so I completely agree with Paul. We need to come the January transfer window, let's see what Arteta, Edu, and Silent Stan are really made of. Now we need literally how can I say this? We've laid down the roots, but now we need to nurture this seed here. And let's see where Arteta and Edu and Silent Stan ends at the end of the January transfer window, because it's quite clear now we can't rely on just these squad players or the first teamers to get us over the line. It needs to be bumped up or beefed up. We need more numbers. And I go back to the poll that we did. Again, I thought, let me just ask this question. I probably could have, added maybe a couple of players in the poll. And actually someone was saying, why didn't you include Gakpo, Cody Gakpo? I said, well, I could have, I should have. So the players Arsenal need, I've only mentioned 3 players: Ivan Toney, Milovic Savic, and Mikhailo Mudryk. 473 votes, 2 comments, and 16 likes. And 15% of the votes have gone to Ivan Toney. 22% have gone to Mikhailo Mudryk, and 63% have gone to Milovic Savic. I wonder why that is. The assembled, would you rather Arteta be like Conte and moan and use more excuses? Well, okay, it's not a question for me. He knows what has happened on the pitch. Hold your hands up. We were caught, especially on the counter. But Paul, one thing that concerns me, like I said at the start of the show, is I just look at Arteta and his tactics. It's all about plan A, plan A, plan A. Sometimes plan A just won't work, and you've got to have a plan B. And I'm looking at the second half. He brought on all the players for me, which looked like panic. Oh my goodness, we can't lose this. I've got to put on his players. Thomas Partey, Bukayo Saka. They got to go on and let's secure the points. And it's just down to, again, plan A. What's your plan B? Is your plan B to panic? I don't know, Paul. I don't know, I'm just saying. No house is built with the roof first, a solid foundation. And that's what I said, Paul. You know what? Now we have sowed the seeds. Those seeds need to be nurtured. And by that, I'm paraphrasing literally, like now we need to go into the market in January and beef up the squad with quality players, not backups, but literally competition for more places in the midfield, up top, and maybe, I don't know, left back, because I can't see Nuno Tavares coming back to Arsenal. Alexander Zinchenko out since the North London derby. So we need some serious additions, competitions in those places there. I'm looking at 3 players minimum. So let's see what Edu and Arteta and Silent Stan to a certain extent are made of in a January transfer window. And I'm saying that because we know January is difficult to source and buy players. We know that historically. Even Arsene Wenger said that back in the day. So let's see, what they're made of in a January transfer window. But I'm going to say this again. I have not lost my mind. Really haven't lost my mind. When Arsenal play well and they beat the likes of Liverpool, you're going to find me here talking, hey, we beat Liverpool. So much so even my friend, my primary school friend who moved to New York, who's a Liverpool fan, stops calling me. Wait, Floyd. But I haven't lost my mind. Yeah, when Arsenal lose, you will hear me say it. And I will give you my opinion on what I saw. That's just the way it is. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Haven't lost mine. Floyd. Good morning, Alex and chatbots. Ray, good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. Arsenal squad has around 5-6 players that need to be moved on. Really? You want to move on 5 to 6? Okay, the continuing evolution of the squad January requires us to target 2 or 3 players to sustain our season. So, Ray, which of these 5 to 6 players you want to get rid of? I'm here talking about beefing up the squad. Are you talking about getting rid of 5 to 6 players? So if you're still listening, Ray, which are these 5 to 6 players? Don't tell me Mohamed El-Neni, please. You can't blame Mohamed El-Neni on this one. He's been out injured. But let me know, who are these 5 to 6 players? Yes, my original wingman. What's happening, Monty brother? Welcome Alex and the Kind of 42 family. He tried to change a shape that would be a kind of a plan B. We aren't just going to change style to lump a ball up to a Peter Crouch. We have to start turning teams around and run at them. Talking about pump, and this is the thing. Again, I'm not going to say these strikers that we should have gone for are backup strikers. These strikers would have been additional strikers. I'm looking at Mitrovic, Paul. The guy could, I don't know, the guy is so skillful with the ball on the ground. Just ask Liverpool. In the air, he's strong. Muscular, he knows how to hold up the ball. He'll provide something different. So as far as, lumping up the ball, we don't have a striker who can bring something different. And Ivan Toney is similar in style. Foot on the ground, he plays very, very well, quite skillful. Also scores skillful and quite calm penalties, and also quite strong in the air. Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah are not the strongest strikers in the air, But these 2 aforementioned strikers would have given us something different. Yeah, additional strikers, not backup strikers. What else have a point you made there? What was the plan A? The plan A last night should have been run at them, take your chances, but run at them. Be the protagonist, be the one who's, on the front foot. We were like stuck between a rock and a hard place. Shall we? Shan't we? Shall we? Shan't we? Shall we? I don't know. Was it double Dutch? Yeah, after you. And there were 3 warning shots. 3 warning shots. So it's like we had like a hybrid plan A stroke plan A. What was plan A supposed to be? What was the point? Yeah, you're right. We had to start, and that's everything I mentioned yesterday, Paul, is that Arsenal, with these 1-0 wins and eventual draw against Southampton, it's like we don't have the nous to shut down games. And neither do we have, the mindset to blow teams out of the water. And that's why you see Arsenal, okay, we'll start strong, but just eking out 1-0 wins for the Arsenal. I'll take that all day long. But at some point, those fine margins will come home to bite us on the back end. I believe Arsenal are in poor cycle of form since the Liverpool game. Be careful, Ray. People don't like to hear that. People don't like to hear that. I mean, it's been mentioned so many times in the Canon 42 WhatsApp group over the course of a few hours. Gabriel Jesus, stop trying too hard. He's trying too hard. He came on last night and it was pretty anonymous, wasn't he? And then we give Eddie Nketiah a hard time. Give Eddie Nketiah, good 10, 15 games starts. Not coming on as a bit part sub. Starting Premier League games. And I'm sure we will see something. But I'm looking at, the players. And again, maybe it was probably a little bit disingenuous of myself to put the thumbnail, the wheels falling off. But it could be. All it takes for a little nut, a little nut, a bolt to fall off the wheel, and what happens? Calamitous. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got the 1-0, wins. Yeah, then we got the draw. Then we lost. It could be the start of something. That's what I'm saying. And people get upset. Yeah, Ray. Who are the 5 to 6 players, man? Really? Again, I'm talking about beefing up the squad, and you're talking about, reducing the squad or letting 5, 6 players go. Who are these players, Ray? Absolutely. Yeah, I did that at the top of the show, actually. Yeah, just commenting on Pablo Mari being stabbed. The only thing that saved him was his height, 6'4", and he had his son in a trolley. And he only realized that he got stabbed when he felt a pain in the back. I think, oh my goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay, here's Ray's 5 to 6 players. Replace Cedric, holding Lokonga and Ketia and Nelson with better quality. Okay. Still debating if Nketiah is really going to live up to his apparent potential, because on 100k a week, I can think of better strikers on almost half his wages in the league. Nketiah in European League, 5 starts, just 2 goals, hardly inspiring. But that's it's. How can I say this? So I'm going to say this, all right? I don't think Gabriel Jesus has scored in 5 games, has he? The last 5 games, he's not scored. So what about that then? What about Gabriel Jesus? Now I think, with Gabriel Jesus, who to me seems a little bit out of sorts against the Saints, scrimping and scraping, pulling shots wide and scuffing the shots, trying too hard. Maybe, but just dropping for 1 game might get him to center his mind and say, Gabriel Jesus, just calm it down. We know how good you are. But the point I'm trying to make is you're saying, 5 starts and 2 goals. But in the last 5 games, 6 games, 6 games now, Gabriel Jesus has not scored. He's not scored. Ray, that's a great idea, but the system we're playing is difficult to get the right players to make it work properly. That's a frustrating problem. And Paul comes back and says, if one of our units are not at the level, it will affect the rest of the team. Completely agree. Passing out from defense recently has been absolutely poor. Yeah, and do you know what I noticed as well? I'm looking at the don't get me wrong, William Saliba, forget about the fact that, I admire the guy. He literally got loaned out 3-4 times and eventually he's here. He's even got the song, the chant. But I think he has a problem when players come in off his right shoulder and turns him inside. Yeah, he's not the quickest, is he, when he gets turned inside? It's just something I noticed. But none of the players last night can hold up their hands and say, actually, Alex, I played well. No, none of the players. Disappointed with Ramsdale. I was thinking, he has a tendency to have a rush of blood to his head, but none of the players, none of them. I see people picking on Eddie Nketiah. All the players last night played terrible. But when you make subs, to impact the game. Did he really make an impact on the game? When you bring on our talisman, Gabriel Jesus, you're making a substitution to impact the game. It went in the opposite direction. Did it impact the game? Did Thomas Partey impact the game? No, he gave away the ball a few times. Bukayo Saka literally got shut down on the right. And the reason why I see this a lot is because we are so predictable. We've got Martin who's going to come off the left-hand side, Bukayo Saka on the right. We know literally we've got Thomas Partey, good under the press, can pass through the lines. And we've got Gabriel Jesus stuck in the middle. We're so predictable. So if you are trying to be like a Man City 2.0, Arteta, don't have the players so rigid in that system there. Okay, you can have a Bukayo Saka swapping with a Martinelli. Just change it up a little bit. But I just get the impression that we're so predictable. The plan A. When plan A is not working, show me your plan B. And it doesn't always have to be that, all right, you know what, panic stations, let's bring on the players. Just swap the players, have a Martinelli running off the right, coming off the right-hand wing. Saka maybe, in the middle, alongside or just in front, and Ødegaard. Just change it up a little bit. But I'm just thinking, we are so predictable. And so far, what saved our meal or our pie or whatever it is there is that because the start we've had so far in the season has, rocketed us up to the top of the Premier League with a few points to spare. That's been our saving grace. And I think at some stage, I'm looking at Gabriel Jesus, I think he's been found out. He was roughed up against, when we played against Man United, manhandled in a Southampton game. I mean, I think it's since when are you allowed to strangle a player? And that's not even talking about VAR and the referee and the officiating. I'm just thinking, Gabriel Jesus, don't do yourself a favor and just kind of relax a little bit. Personally, I've got no problems with starting Eddie Nketiah. Start Eddie Nketiah again. 5 games and 2 goals. But then what about Gabriel Jesus? He's not scored in 6 games. Yeah, so let's not just pick on one player or a small. All the players, we win together, we lose together, we draw together, and that's just the way it is. And also, I was going to see a comment here about Kieran Tierney. I'll get that into a second. We made PSV look like a Real Madrid. You know what? I had to double check. I was thinking, it's just the same PSV team that played in the first half. I was thinking the first half, second half, it's like they had like the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th gear. And we were stuck behind in first gear, thinking, right, so Arsenal, are we going to also go up in gears? No. We were stuck in first gear. But Cody Gakpo, who we featured a few times in the summer and last year as well, is a good player. He's a really good player, isn't he? Didn't realise he was captain of PSV as well, isn't it? But De Jong, maybe. But they had the gears, man. And whether it was we made them look good or actually they kind of turned up at their home with the Philips Stadium, the end result was that we lost. He lost. But Cody Gakpo looks like a good player, man. Kieran Tierney, very soft and naive. Yeah, but Paul, like I said, all the players were culpable. I can't just pick really one player and say, well, actually, that player, played terribly. Oh, that player was. All the players, they had a bad day at the office, a really bad day at the office. Monty, have you got a spare £5? Maybe we can literally go and do a GoFundMe page and raise some funds, man, because I'm fair for the January transfer window. We know we need minimum of 3 players. It's not going to happen, man. If we get maybe 1 player in a January transfer window, then yeah. But to get 3 players that we know, it's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Alex, how many goals for the season in all competitions do you feel Eddie should score? Well, the funny thing is, right, I said at the beginning of the season, when I saw the pre-season, and I saw Jesus play with Eddie Nketiah, and I think Jesus said, I can't remember after which game it was they played out in the States. Jesus said, you know what, we have an understanding. We have an understanding, Eddie Nketiah and myself. I was thinking, wow, okay, if they can score those goals, then maybe, can they translate that in the Premier League? And I actually said, Ray, I hold my hand up. I said that if Eddie Nketiah is given the same amount of game time and start time in the Premier League, he could probably outscore Gabriel Jesus. Now, fortunately, Eddie Nketiah hasn't had the opportunities that Gabriel Jesus, our talisman, has had. So I would probably say 20 goals. If he's given the same game time as a Gabriel Jesus. And so far, he hasn't. So far, he hasn't. I said Jesus 15. I also said, what, really, Paul? No, Paul. Paul, are you serious? 15 for Jesus and 10 for Nketiah. Wow. It's unknown if Jesus has been affected by a blow to the head in the Liverpool game. I was really surprised that he got to continue the game. I think it was Matt the voice. I think was it the game you guys did the show on a Sunday. And I think I kind of tuned in when Matt was saying that it looked like he was knocked out cold. And for me, I thought he was knocked out cold, but he got to continue. So it could be concussion protocols. There's probably a question mark over that, but he might be suffering from the after effects. But I just see a player, bags of talent. Talent doesn't mean nothing if you know how to use it. Just trying too hard. Trying too hard. Completely agree, Paul. But more goes from midfield overall. Completely agree with you. I have a prediction of Gabby Jesus having a statue outside Emirates in 7 years' time. Monty, what's happening, man? What's happening? All right. I'm going to screenshot that one there, man. Yes, all were bad, but just not single. Okay. Yeah, he didn't have the best of games, you know. And look at Rob Holding as well. Got turned inside out for their second goal by De Jong. Yeah, he's kind of twisted in, and then anyway. Is there a system where we can play with both together? I don't know, but they played together in the pre-season, didn't they? When we're out playing in the States, they played together. And Jesus, I remember, said that literally we have an instant understanding. I was thinking, right, okay. But, Paul, and someone said it yesterday, why can't we have Gabriel Jesus coming off the left? It's just a question. Coming off the left? Because I think I've got to go back and check out the pre-season games. But why can't we have Gabriel Jesus coming off the left? Eddie Nketiah, I think that there must be a system where we can fit these two strikers in there. Maybe someone can come and say, actually, Alex, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, they played together in the pre-season friendlies out in the States. Right. Right, I did say it's going to be a short show. Look, been going for 2 minutes short of 50 minutes. It's 10 minutes after the hour of midday. Let's have a look. More comments on our Twitter feed. No more comments. Okay, I'll refresh this page here. Sorry about this, people. Oops. Okay, that's one out of the way there. Just refreshing the page and see how the numbers are falling. Now, just for the last few minutes, maybe some of you, because I know Ray's talking about, offloading 5 to 6 players, and we probably can debate that for another 10, 15, 20 minutes. But just for the sake, Ray, if you're still watching, you're talking about 5, 6 players. We've got to replace these players. So do you have 5 to 6 players already lined up to come and sign for Arsenal? Whilst you're thinking on that, the poll that we did last night, actually, no, it was early doors this morning. The players Arsenal need. Choose the one you want, or all of them. So I put Ivan Toney, Milinovic, Savic, and Mikhailo Mudryk. 497 votes, 18 thumbs up, and 2 comments. 15% of you have voted for Ivan Toney, 22% for Mikhailo Mudryk, and a whopping 63% have voted for Milinovic Savic. So Ray, if you're still watching, you talk about 5, 6 players you want gone. Have you got 5, 6 players lined up you'd like to sign? 5, 6 players ain't coming in the January transfer window. 5 to 6 players, it's not going to happen. All right. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, here we go. I must say, I'm starting to think maybe Turner ahead of Ramsdale, just from what I have seen so far. Turner looks really good. Tina Turner. The thing is, he's untested, isn't he, in the Premier League? Untested. Love Ramsdale to bits. I can't see him, losing the number one shirt. But he has those moments, doesn't he, where he just loses his mind. And it calamitous. Until last night, yes. Until last night, no. Just those moments of thinking, just again, a player that needs to calm down, take it easy. Yeah, let the blood, rush, come out from your head and let it just circulate in your body. But what I want, Matt Turner, I'm not ready to see that, Monty. I'm sorry, bro. If you have 5-6 players to shift, a 2-3 will come in to improve. Yeah, I think Ray's Scarpa. As he Scarpa, no, Ray's there. Ray, come in, Ray, with your 5-6 players you want, because we can't just that would be it's like simple maths. 6 take away 3, we'll still be too short, won't we? So you're talking about 5-6 players. We still need to replace those 5-6 players, and then some. Gap on number one target in January, living rent-free in the heads of our defenders after last night. I tell you what, Gakpo, quality player, man. Quality player. Already said that we need 2-3 in January transfer window. Yeah, but you're talking about, so we're going to be 2 men down. And again, I'm talking about bumping up and improving on the squad, number-wise. And you're talking about selling 5-6 players. You need to go. Actually, Reece Nelson, I'll keep. Okay. Ramsdale, get back to basics and stop with Paul, you're quite harsh, aren't you? You're quite harsh, Paul, man. God, dare me. Ivan Toney would transform us up front. Take either or, Mitrovic or Ivan Toney. Who's the youngest? I think Ivan Toney's the youngest, isn't he? But I'm thinking, gone are the days where, you got over 6-footer. You're just lumping up the ball to them. No, these players, man, are good enough. The ball's on the ground. Just ask Liverpool about Mitrovic. They'll tell you all about Mitrovic, man. Just bossing. Bossing the game there. Wow, Paul, man. God, dare me. What's going on, Paul? Stop with the theatre. Okay, I think we are done. But before I go, again, I want to mention this player. Our thoughts are with him. Where is he? And his family at this difficult time. Pablo Mari stabbed in the back, in the neck, near his neck. 6'4". Look, his height saved him. In the mall with his wife and his son in the trolley. One person has since passed away. 6 people injured. Oh my goodness. What is going on? What is going on? Yeah. Okay, so before we go, let me remind you guys again, later on this evening, 8 p.m. Is the Easy Talk. We're joined by the original Godfather himself, Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm kidding you not. Daniel Day-Lewis is going to be with us tonight. And also Aldric, brother Aldric, all the way around the corner from Costa Rica. Join us at 8 p.m. And then I believe on Sunday, my brother will be doing a watch-along for the Forest game. That's going to be at 2 p.m. kickoff for the match, as well as his watch-along. So make sure that you do go in there, support my brother. He needs all the support that he can get. And I'm not being cheeky. I'm just, because it's not all about me. It's not all about the Easy Talk, even though I would say the Easy Talk is still the number one ticket on the channel, closely followed by I don't know, man. I've got the Big Sunday Show, man. These guys, man. Probably need to pull the plug on the big Sunday show with Paul. Well, I can't do that now. I can't do that. Can I? I can't do that. All right. Last few before we do wrap up this one. Okay, Monty, my brother, thank you for that. It's a great segment, Alex. Thank you for that. Do you think Ramsdale try too hard or fully all in playing up? I think because, he loves the banter, doesn't he? Loves the banter. I mean, the guy has got rock hard. I think it's probably a bit of both. But to me, he doesn't need to respond to the fans, the away fans or the home fans, wherever it is. Just do your job. But he has those moments where the blood rushes to his head. I'm thinking, that goal, you didn't have to rush off your line and try and punch the ball because there was already a solid line of defenders there. And if he had stayed where he was, what would it have been? He'd just catch the ball. So maybe it could be he was trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do, Paul. Really, no idea. Big up, we're going to say with us and Paul. Yeah. Can't wait for your big Sunday show on Sunday, man. Any ideas what time it's going to be, Paul? And yeah. Anyhow, do you know what? Dear me. Just thinking about Pablo Mane, man. Could have been any one of us, isn't it? Anyhow, people, we are done. I'll be back later on this evening to give you the easy talk. And I don't know, man. Maybe you might see a different host sometime in the future. I mean, not someone's going to be taking over from me because there can only be one Alex who can host. You know what I mean? The way that I do it, I feel like sometimes I'm a bit like Marmite. You either like it or you don't, and that's just the way it is. Anyhow, this has been Canon for the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.